Kristin Omdahl. I'm here with Red Heart Yarns, and today I want to talk to you about the different ways we can crochet in rounds and rows. Traditionally, working in rows is for creating a flat fabric. Like with the vest here, we work back and forth in rows and separate for the front and back to create the yoke and join it in with sewing. Now, if you want to create something in a rounder fabric without working in rounds, I have a couple examples here, like the three-tone hat. This is worked in rows back and forth in a flat piece, and then when you get to the top, you seam up the crown and down the back, and then you get that three-dimensional shape without having had to work in the round. And what's great about that is sometimes stitch patterns have a right and wrong side to them, so it's easier to follow the stitch pattern to create it, to get the rounded look without having worked in the round. This is another example, the owl mug wrap. This is worked in rows, and you work it all the way around, and then you just do a tiny seam below the handle and then create a cute little buttonhole for a button on the front, and then the owl stuff is done separately and embellished on afterwards. Then there's other ways that you work in the round. When we think of working in the round, traditionally we think of a tube like for a sock or for the top of a hat, but you can also work in the round to create a flat fabric by doing increasing, like this beautiful baby blanket here. This is worked in the round, but we do increases at different places so that the fabric still lays flat, and you end up making these motifs for joining to make the blanket. But then there's also the way where you work in the round to create something like this hat, and we start at the crown and working in the round, joining at the end of each round, and then starting the next one and working our way down to make the hat all in one piece without having to sew to create the rounded shape. If you're wondering whether the pattern you want to choose is worked in the round or in rows, a great tip is to just quickly reference and see how the lines of instructions are written. It'll say round 1 or row 1, and right off the bat you know exactly that it's going to be worked in the round or in rows. That's not an interchangeable system in patterns. Each one represents the different technique. All of these patterns and more are available to download on the website, so please come check it out at redheart.com.